Hi and welcome back to my channel, and in this video I'm going to give you my 3-step formula for setting up your community interest company, getting it all funded and getting your first project funded. So what I'm talking about here is how to set up your CIC but not have to dip into your own pocket, how to actually raise the money to set up the CIC, how to move to the next level, which is do your community engagement, get things off the ground, and then 3, how to actually get grant funding for your first year-long project. So I'm going to jump into that in this video. So this will be really helpful to get you understanding what costs are involved and how to cover them so you don't have to dip into your own pocket. So before I get into that, please hit the subscribe button for everything to do with CICs, community interest companies, social enterprises, and all of that. Now, if you want to set up your CIC, you can get my course, How to Set Up a CIC and Get Grant Funded in 4 months. I've had over 200 people do that course over the last year. It's been amazing. So it's a great course. It will totally get you set up. If you want to go to the next level and get me to set it up with you, kind of design your CIC, really make sure that you're designing something that's going to be fundable and is going to work, then they'll have another package where I also do the setup and I do the first grant fund for you as well. So I'll try to get you your first 20,000 grant with that. So that package is $499. So those are my 2 bundles for setting up your CIC. I've also got mentoring membership programs as well. So go to the website and check those out. So that aside, let's get into it. So first of all, number 1, this is the stage number 1, which is setting up your CIC on Companies House, getting going. So how much does this setup phase cost? Okay, so it costs £27 on Companies House to actually register your CIC. Now, the registration process is a bit tricky. You've got different forms to fill in. You've got to do the Companies House thing. You can get rejected. It can be quite frustrating. I do have a course that's set up to do that. This isn't a plug. I'm just letting you know that I have it available. It's £99. So say you wanted to spend £99 getting my course, £27 actually registering it on Companies House. And then what I would suggest is you also get your insurance. So I would say those are the first 3 things. So it's around £200 to get to get my course, to get the setup fee cost, and to get the insurance. Now, with my course and on my website, I have got an insurance that I recommend, which has a CIC discount. So that comes out at about £56. So that's what I'm saying, about £200 is enough for you to actually cover your setup. If you didn't want to do my course, then it's £27 and the insurance is around £57. Now, ways that you could cover those costs. Now, for some of you, you may be on UC and you may be thinking, oh, I'd love to get that covered through UC. Now, I have got a video on that in this thing, which is that, yes, technically they would, but I don't recommend it because it is hell trying to get your job coach to cover that cost. So I'm actually going to suggest you don't bother, because what I actually think you should be doing is getting in good practice of fundraising anyway, because that's something you're going to be doing with your CIC anyway. So why not do it at this early stage? So so £200 is your setup cost that you've got to raise. Now, £200 isn't a difficult amount to raise. You could go through your wardrobe, maybe go ask your friends for kids' toys and clothes that they don't want to donate. You could then just sell those on Vinted or do a car boot, that kind of thing. So it's fairly easy to raise £200 if you get together unwanted things and actually sell them. So that's a fairly easy way to do it. Another idea is you could do a small paid workshop. Again, you're going to have to start getting into your community and doing stuff anyway. You could have a support group where you make cakes and stuff, and then you invite people to it and they make donations, and then that money goes towards the setup costs. So that's another idea. So you could do a few, asking for donations, maybe selling some, pre-loved items, maybe running a paid art workshop or something like that. So those are some ideas to come up with the first £200. Now, on to stage 2. So once you've set up your CIC, what kind of costs are you going to want in stage 2? So this is the stage before you go for grant funding. So you want to make sure your CIC is in a really good position to go for the grant funding, which is in stage 3. So in this stage, there's a few things that you could do which have some cost to it, and there's some things which are free. So one you could probably do is setting up some kind of online presence. Now, of course, best is Facebook and Instagram because they're free. So why not go for those first? Go and get Canva, which is free. So that'll help you make some of that media and those posts for those channels. So that's also free. You can get the Pro Canva, and you can, because you're a CIC, get the Pro Canva. So you can apply for that. So that's one perk of having a CIC because you're a not-for-profit. Another thing you might want to set up is a website. Now, you don't have to because you could get that actually funded through your grant funding in stage 3. But if you want to get your website set up, that's fine. You could do that free on Google Sites, so that's free. Other, of course, website hosting platforms charge around 200, so that's a little bit you might want to raise. You might want to get a logo made. You might want to get some leaflets and some flyers, maybe even a few t-shirts and merchandise. There's a few little things at this stage you might want to get, so why not do some kind of fundraiser? Now, an idea for this that I love is a fair. So when you do like some kind of trade show, wellbeing fair, art and creative fair, there's those types of things. Basically, it's when you get a hall and you get tables, sell the tables to different businesses. Now, I'm doing this soon with my CIC, so I can show you an example of it. But we've got the hall for free because we're a CIC. Why not? Because you can ask for discounts. Sometimes you can get things free. So we've got the hall for free, and then I'm going to sell the tables at around £38 each, £50 each, maybe, I'm not quite sure yet. So you can sell the tables for a smallish amount of money so people can afford it. Sell around 30 tables. That's going to give you over £1,000 in your pocket. So £1,000 to £2,000 in your pocket. So why not then use that money to get like your banners, your logo, your leaflets and all of that kind of stuff covered. And you'll also get a table at the show yourself. And so you're also getting a great community presence as well, because you're getting out there. You can get your photos done as well, professional photos. And professional photos are another great thing to get covered. Now, you can get a local college student to do those for free. You can phone your local college and they'll do that sort of thing for you. Or you could pay a photographer. I pay about £200 for the photographer I use. You'll notice all my photos are similar styles because I use the same one. She charges about £200 a shoot. So that's another great cost to kind of put in at that early stage, because it makes your website and your social media all look really professional. And then another thing you could do to raise some money at this stage is doing some paid workshops. So start, actually putting on, so you could do some free ones and some paid ones, because then that tests your formula and it kind of gets you going with the community engagement. You can get feedback forms from it, which you'll need at the next stage anyway, and you can make a little bit of money for those early setup costs. So that's stage 2, where you can, as I said, do some paid activities like events, workshops, and you can then fund that next level of startup costs, which is more about community engagement, presence, getting your branding sorted. Then stage 3 is when you're ready to get grant funding for your project, which is going to be like your first year's project. So in stage 3, you want to start applying for every grant under the sun. So I recommend first Community Fund National Lottery, go for that one. Arts Council, Heritage Lottery, all of those grants pay out straight away. So you don't have to have like first year accounts or to have been running a while. They will fund brand new organisations. So those are definitely the top ones that I recommend. You may also be able to get some local funding. So check out your local council, local grants as well. Lots of them will fund brand new CICs as well. Now, in this stage, you may want to hire a bid writer. You can do that, or you can just do it yourself. I've got lots of training and I do lots of stuff on this channel which should help you do that yourself. You don't have to get a bid writer. In some ways it's better not to, because they like it in your own words, but then it's also good to get a professional to cast their eyes over it at least. So I can do that if you want me to. You can book a call and I can check your application, or you could get somebody else who's experienced in grant funding just to check it. And then that's it, you should be rolling. So there you go. There's not many businesses that you can set up that quickly. With the grant funding and all of that whole process, those whole 3 steps, you could get all that done in the first 4 months. That's why I called my course How to Set Up a CIC and Get Grant Funded in 4 months, because in 4 months you can totally go through all of those steps. So of course there's no rush. If you want to take longer, that's absolutely fine. I'm just saying that it is possible to do it in that short period of time. And there's not many businesses that you could get like 20 grand, well, up to, I mean, I've had somebody who in the first 9 months got 65,000 so in grant funding. So I've got other people who set their CICs up, have done paid fairs and have easily raised 10 grand like straight off the bat. So so there's lots of ways that you can do it, both by hustling and doing paid entrepreneurial ways of generating income, and also grant funding. So I hope that helps. Subscribe to the channel if it did for more of these videos.